Hi guys, how you all doing today? I hope that you've enjoyed your weekend, end of Sunday, and I hope that you are still keeping in good spirits about the lockdown being lifted to level 4. That's soon, next week, so it just means that at least some more people can go start working again, and we can start getting our economy a little bit more back into the swing of things. And yeah, let's hope that some kids' schools can open up soon as well. I'm sure the kids are craving the stimulation, but of course, under as safe as possible circumstances to make sure the kids stay safe and the families of the kids stay safe and the teachers. Don't forget about the teachers. But yes, so tonight's video I'm going to be focusing on some arm work, so I hope that you enjoy and just take care of yourselves. If the reps are too many, then just slow yourself down, but if you feel like you can work harder, please go for it. Just make sure you maintain the correct form while doing so. Alright, so let's lay down on our backs. I'm going to start us off with a lovely rib cage closure exercise. This is to help us practice keeping the ribs laced. So we want that upper spine to stay in neutral, and we isolate the movement in the arms only. Okay, so have your feet comfortably fist distance apart, feet relatively close to the sit bones, and we are most definitely in our neutral pelvis, so please do not compromise the pelvis just because we are not using the legs. We want the whole spine to be in neutral, not just the top part. Alright, so let's take the arms up to the ceiling. Have the palms facing each other, the hands at shoulder height, and the fingers nice and long. Okay, we're going to hold for the inhale. Now, as you exhale, take the arms up and overhead, but use the exhale to help keep the ribs laced into the mat. Keeping the ribs laced into the mat will determine how far back your arms go. Also, the flexibility in your shoulders will also limit you if you are inflexible. All right, and then we inhale, keeping connected under the armpits, so the shoulders are low and away from the ears. We bring the arms back up to shoulder height, okay? So let's go again. Inhaling, exhale. Stay low in the shoulders, long in the fingers, and ribs still laced into the mat. All right, and we inhale to lift the arms back up for me. Beautiful. So you should sort of feel like you're hinging from within your actual shoulder joints, because your scapula, as the arm goes up and overhead, the scapula should drop down the rib cage and wrap around the side of the rib cage. So that's where the hinging feeling comes from inside that joint. Okay, so let's go again. We inhale. Exhale, connecting down underneath the armpits. Imagine a hinging feeling taking place. Shoulder blades are wrapping around the sides of the rib cage and the arms going up and overhead with ribs staying laced. Inhale to lift those arms back up. All right, you might feel a little bit of a stretch in the hands. Runs all the way from the shoulders. And let's go again. We exhale. Connecting down low, but lightly. We're not trying to force the shoulders down as far as we can. We don't want to be bracing in the upper body. We don't want to be bracing in the neck. We want to stay connected and move fluidly. So we inhale. Exhale, feel that light pulling down of the shoulders away from the ears as we take the arms up and overhead. Okay, feel those ribs laced into the mat. And those shoulder blades, you can even take one arm and feel how the shoulder blade, the tip of the shoulder blade is actually sitting in line with the rib cage on the side of the body almost. So just track and actually feel that rib cage, shoulder blade physically. And then you'll see what I mean. Now keep your hand there. And now as you bring the arm back up, you should feel that scapula moving under your hand back around to the back of that rib cage. All right, let's do two more. We inhale, we exhale, shoulders low, dropping the scapula around the rib cage, arms overhead, and ribs laced. So the only place that's moving are those shoulder joints. And we inhale to bring it back up to shoulder height. We're going to do one more like that. And exhale, taking arms up and overhead for me. All right, we're now going to keep the arms there. Rotate the palms to face the ceiling. We're going to make a big reverse snow angel in one direction. All right, so we inhale to prepare. Exhale to bring the shoulders down to the sides of the body. Now, once your arms reach shoulder height, start rotating the palms to face the floor for me. Bringing the hands back to the sides of your hips. And then we bring them back up to shoulder height. All right, so let's go again. We exhale, taking arms up and overhead. Make sure you keep those shoulders low, the ribs are laced. We've just been practicing this. All right, now just reaching long to each side of the room to make sure those shoulders stay wide and apart. All right, once the hands reach shoulder height, start rotating the palms to face the floor and bring the arms back to the sides of the hips. All right, so I want you to please avoid having the hands running along the floor when doing this. Have the arms in line with or just slightly above the rib cage, the middle of the body, to make sure that your scapula still has space. The moment the arms go past being in line with the body, then there's no space for the shoulder blade to pull away from the spine, and we will then reduce our ability to strengthen our shoulder stabilizers, which are down and back. All right, so arms are down by the sides of the body. Let's go two more in this direction. We inhale, neutral pelvis, ribs laced. Exhale, reaching long through the fingers. We're already connecting down underneath those armpits as the arms go up and overhead. Now you should start feeling those shoulder blades wrapping around the outside of the rib cage. We pause. We now hold for the inhale. We inhale to start opening the arms to the side. Reaching the fingers long, keeping shoulder blades as wide as you can. Once the arms reach shoulder height, start rotating the palms to face down. Bringing the arms back to the sides of the body. Good. We're going to go one more in this direction. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're taking arms over. Connecting underneath those armpits already. Once the fingertips reach the ceiling, we're at our 90 degree at the shoulders. Now as we lift further up and away from the hips, that's when those shoulder blades should start wrapping around the rib cage, keeping the ribs laced to keep that spine neutral. We inhale to take the arms out to the sides. We're still keeping those fingers nice and long for me. If you find you're having a point where the shoulder feels like it's catching, just lift the hands further away from the floor for me, all right? Okay, start rotating those palms to face the floor and bring them back to the sides of the body. All right, we're now going to reverse the movement for 4 reps, okay? So, reaching long out of the fingers, we're lightly connecting underneath the armpits. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, start taking your arms out to the side. Start rotating the palms up to the ceiling so that it's more comfortable in the shoulder joints to take the arms to shoulder height. Now you should start feeling those shoulder blades widening to each side of the room as the arms come up and overhead. Make sure those ribs are still laced. And then we inhale to bring the arms all the way back down to the sides of the body. All right, let's go again. Exhale to start opening the arms out to the side. Start rotating the palms to face the ceiling quite early on. Reach the fingertips to each side of the room. Feel those shoulder blades widening as the arms start reaching up and overhead. Good. Ribs are still laced into the mat, and we inhale to bring the arms back down to the sides of the body. Fantastic. Let's go for 2 more.
We exhale to start widening the hands to each side of the room. Start rotating palms to face the ceiling, keeping shoulder blades wide and away from the spine throughout the movement. Feel the shoulder blades wrapping around the outside edges of the rib cage. The shoulders are still low and out of the ears. We inhale to bring the arms back up to the ceiling and down towards the mat. We've got one more in this direction. We exhale to open the arms out. Start rotating palms, keeping shoulder blades wide. Good. Start feeling like the shoulder blades are widening around the sides of the rib cage now that the arms are above shoulder height. Shoulders are still out of the ears and ribs are still laced. And inhale to bring the arms back down towards the mat. All right, we're going to do one more just to keep the arms above the head. So let's go. Exhale, reaching long through the fingers, taking the arms wide. Start rotating palms to face the ceiling. Shoulder blades start wrapping around the sides of the rib cage. Shoulders are low and rib cage engaged. Lovely. All right, we're going to do what is called chicken wings. So keep the palms facing the ceiling. Make sure the arms stay in line with or slightly above center of the body. We inhale to prepare. Align. Let's exhale. We start bending the elbows. Now keep the forearms and back of the hands parallel to the floor as we're bending the elbows down towards the hips. Now you only bend them towards the hips as much as what's comfortable for you inside your shoulder joints. All right, so now we look like a little penguin. And we exhale to start straightening the arms to take them back to their original position. But you can just peek left and right to get a visual to make sure that your forearms and the back of your hands are still parallel to the floor, and then straightening the arms above the head. The shoulders are still out of those ears. Let's go again. Inhale, start bending the elbows. Feel like you're reaching the elbows gently to each side of the room, again to help keep space between those shoulder blades. Keeping forearms and hands parallel to the floor, and those ribs are still laced. Good. And now we exhale to reverse the movement. Take those elbows wide as we start straightening the arms. Lovely. Beautiful. Lengthening nice and tall. That's it. All right. And let's go for one more. We inhale to bend the elbows. Keeping forearms and back of the hands parallel to the floor. Ribcage engaged. Shoulders out of the ears. And exhale to start straightening. So even from now, as you start straightening, feel yourself gently pulling the shoulders away from the ears. And use the exhale to keep the last rib laced into the mat. Good. Straightening the arms up and overhead. And then bring them back forward to shoulder height and down towards the floor. Very nicely done, guys. Awesome work. Okay. So, I want us to do 2 more movements. So, let's roll over onto our side to come up into a seated position. I want us to go through an exercise that's called dumb waiter. It's called dumb waiter because you're in a position where you could be holding trays as a waiter does. Okay, so I want you to have your arms naturally down by the sides of your body. Bend 90 degrees at the elbows, just sitting in a nice comfortable manner, making sure that that spine is nice and straight. If you find you curling at the base of the spine, just prop yourself up on some pillows, or you can even do this seated in a chair or standing. Okay, we want to just make sure that we keep the ribs laced so that the spine is still in neutral while we're isolating the movement inside those shoulder joints. Okay, now if you have a situation where you've got quite an hourglass shaped body, so your lats are quite large, you should have a gap between your arm and the rib cage. If that is so,
just grab a pillow. If you do have any yoga blocks, then you can use those to place between the shoulder and rib cage to keep the arm at a consistent place. Okay, we don't want the elbow flopping in and out. So we're going to be sitting straight, ribs laced, shoulders relaxed and low. We're 90 degrees at the elbows, okay, and the fingertips are facing forward, fingers are long. Now, keeping the elbows exactly where they are and the rib cage laced, we inhale to prepare. Exhale, start taking the fingertips away from each other, keeping shoulders low, and just keep going. Keeping ribs laced, keeping ribs laced, keeping ribs laced. And we just take the fingers and hands as far back as we can, keeping the spine in neutral. And then we inhale to bring the fingertips back to face the wall in front of us. Okay, so when I actually refer to a neutral spine, I mean it's sitting in its natural curves. All right, that's a neutral spine. So we want to keep it in the position that it was designed for. Okay, so you will naturally have curves. It's not about having a flat back. Okay, all right, so let's go again. Elbows at the sides of the body. If you can feel the elbows touching you, make sure they stay in the same place, or you still feel the contact in the same place. All right, inhaling and exhale. We externally rotating in our shoulders. So we're rotating outwards, keeping the fingers long. So imagine that you're balancing a martini glass in your hands. All right, so we've got to keep the palms nice and flat. Good, and our movement nice and controlled. You don't want to spill that lovely martini, especially when we can't buy more alcohol. And we inhale to bring the arms back in just until the fingertips are facing the wall again. All right, and we're going to go again. Exhale, shoulders low, ribs laced. Reach tall through the back of the neck. So we're sitting tall. Elbows are staying in line with the body. All right, opening out. Good. And then we inhale to bring the arms back in. Okay, so I've been trying to take us through as many different movements in the shoulder as possible. So we did our up and down, which was our flexion. We did our in and out, which was up and down. Now we did the in and out rotation. Now I want us to squeeze those shoulder blades together. So let's get into our 4-point kneeling position so that we can challenge ourselves. All right, so hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So let's get into our neutral spine. Okay, so neutral spine means pelvis in neutral, hip bones, pubic bone, parallel to the floor, just the other way around. We're pulling the ribs in lightly. We're pushing the floor away with our hands so we connect underneath the armpits. But we keep the spine straight. We're not pushing the floor away to push the spine up to the ceiling. We can still move the arms while keeping the spine in the same position. All right, so we're pushing the floor away, ribs are lightly laced, neutral pelvis, so you will have a little bit of an arch in that lower back because it's natural. And then we feel like we're lengthening out of our neck. So imagine somebody's got a vice gripped around your head and they're gently pulling it away just to lengthen out that neck a little bit. All right, so everything stays still except shoulders and shoulder blades. So what we're going to do is we're now going to feel like we're sinking the body towards the floor, and we squeeze the lower parts of the shoulder blades together, and then we push away to open the shoulder blades wide. Okay, then now you can see the curve in my spine stays consistent as I'm squeezing, so I'm not dropping my whole rib cage down to the floor to try to squeeze them. We're keeping that neutral spine. We isolate the movement in the shoulder blades and feel like you're connecting them down low, not up and into the shoulders, okay, or up into the ears, should I rather say. And we push out and away. Good. Let's go for 2 more. We inhale to sink the shoulder blades together, down low,
And we exhale to push away, feel the connection under the armpits, and the shoulders stay away from the ears at all time. And let's go again. We inhale to bring the shoulders together, shoulder blades, and we exhale to press them out and away. All right, push back into your rest position, arms out long and in front, and just take 2 big breaths. Inhaling and big exhale. And last one, big inhale and big exhale. Gently walking hands towards you on the mat as you lift your upper body. And that is us for the evening, guys. So I know that I only did a few exercises, but I really wanted to go a little bit more in depth on what you should be feeling and how you should be moving, because shoulder work, you can very easily just start lightly getting caught up in the neck area, and then we've got the tension, we've got the headaches, we're uncomfortable. It's not what we're looking for. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. So please just comment below to tell me if you found it educational or at least worthwhile, so that I know that what I did in the session today is coming across and something that's wanted, I guess. So yes, have a lovely evening, guys. Bye.